Jamaicans really do not have a sense of humor. I'm not trying to be funny. Oh, we don't say a cotta. That's not our word. Jamaicans hate us. Like, they're doing this. She got exposed for dealing with a married man online. Everybody knows about it. This guy that told me he had a crush on me didn't get the response that he wanted, was on the post talking about, yeah, you should block people like this. You guys can start looking at the dates and the things that I say. It sounds so outlandish. You're so crazy in the moment till you're not. This is a great topic to start off with on my channel, because a lot of you probably are like wondering why you've been seeing Diaspora wars. Like, I don't know, some of you are very much involved, like the inner knowings of the Diaspora wars. I don't know how to really explain it. Some of you that follow me, you're very much just on the outside, probably like, what is Jael doing? Like, why is she in these groups? Like, what's going on? So this is a great way to introduce this to the people that follow me, but they're not really in the quote unquote Black American or Pan-Africanist groups. You don't really know what's going on. You don't know why there's Diaspora wars every damn day. A lot of us are sick of it, but it's like a means to an end. And I'll get to, like, in this video, you're going to hopefully become more aware of, in my opinion, why the Diaspora wars are going to continue, why they happen, talk about my experience in Jamaica. So let's just, okay, I'm all over the place. Let's get to why I'm starting this video. So I went viral on Twitter again. Okay, I went viral on Twitter again on my birthday weekend in Jamaica. So the first tweet, this is what started all the controversy, okay? The links down below, as well as the receipts, because I don't know if I'm gonna like just post the receipts on this video. I don't even know if I'm going to post interviews on this video, but I will link them down below. Just so you guys have proof, you know, I'm not just dragging it, like not just making stuff up. Top of my head. My first tweet, I said, cosplaying Jamaican culture like they do us, Black Americans, in parentheses. It's actually so fun. 10 out of 10 recommend. I love it. Now, mind you, I'm wearing a Jamaican hat. I'm wearing this Jamaican swimsuit. Like, you know how people go to Jamaica, they wear all Jamaican everything. Now, quiet as cat, it's Black American History Month. I'm wearing all Jamaican. Like, I have pride in my own culture. So to be honest, I'm throwing out a quick joke to let y'all know I'm not Jamaican. And it was that simple, I promise you. I'm not gonna drag it and say, oh, Jamaicans don't have no sense of humor, even though they don't have comedians in that country, okay? And they're very strict. They will not laugh at your jokes if they're not funny, if you're not spending money with them. They're not gonna laugh. I respect it because I'm that type of person too. I'm not gonna laugh at jokes that aren't funny. But when I say, like, Jamaicans really do not have a sense of humor. I'm not trying to be funny, but it's just like, I wish y'all would kind of like loosen up a little bit. But I have a very close friend online that a lot of these people on Twitter know that I'm connected to. She's one of my closest controversial friends. She is Jamaican and Black American. Not only have I spent countless hours and spaces defending her heritage and how, you know, she's just as Black American as the next, defending the fact that we shouldn't be anti-Black, you know, Jamaican. But I'm just putting this into context for the people that come in on your chapter 10 and they look at one little tweet and they drag it. There was also people that know me personally and they chose this moment to drag it and try to, you know, impress their little Pan-Africanist friends. I am an Aquarius, okay? So that might mean nothing to you guys, but I have real conversations. I'm a very controversial, I guess, person. So like all my friends of different cultures, they have talked to me in depth about how their culture feels about Black Americans. She has talked to me in depth about how the colorism is exceedingly bad there. She has talked to me about how, you know, she has one Jamaican parent, one Black American parent. She has talked about the things that even her like family and extended family have went through because of the cultural differences. This is not something that I'm unaware of, right? So I'm thinking, you know, I actually know Jamaican, Caribbean people in real life. I know how they operate. I know the things that their family and stuff thinks about Black Americans. So I'm thinking this is all just common sense, right? So I have to be real. I didn't get a lot of hate at first from the Jamaicans. They were just kind of like, oh, like, why would you say that? Da, da, da. And I'm like, okay, Jamaicans have pride in their culture. Like, okay, maybe this was like a little bit far-fetched joke. So I'm just kind of like, okay, well, damn, I didn't come down here to shit on the culture. That's not something I meant to do. I'm down here for my birthday. People were like, oh, she's trying to go viral on purpose. trust me. The only thing you need to do to go viral is have like a busy day that day, leave your phone, and it's just gonna go viral just because you don't want it to. I promise you, I've never gone viral and actually intended for that to be a thing. But yeah, like when I talk to people, like even when I was in Jamaica, they have the real conversations with me. To be honest, when I befriend other cultures, I almost feel kind of like off-put if they lie to me and act as though, oh yeah, like we just love Black Americans. Because as a person that is, I'm not gonna say I'm brutally honest, but I'm a very honest person because I like honesty back. So I almost feel more comfortable around Caribbeans that can admit, like, yeah, my culture has a bias, whatever. Like we can get past the situation a lot quicker, as opposed to when people just lie and they say, oh, my culture doesn't feel any type of way. Like that's when I start to feel strange, because it's like, do you really feel like I do not deal with Caribbeans? Because I like some. I have some Caribbean friends that I really with, but you're not gonna sit here and tell me that your culture is not anti-Black American. You know, you're not gonna like lie to me. So that's the dilemma that I'm dealing with. So after I started getting all this hate, now mind you, this is how the hate started. There's this like acquaintance of mine that I always followed online. Like we were cool. He's Jamaican. He knows how I feel about Jamaican culture. I don't hate Jamaicans, but they feel some type of way about Black Americans. It's just the truth. The truth's out the bag. Black Americans know. Like I don't know what to say. We just know. And it like, I'm not off put by Caribbeans until they lie. I promise you. There's this follower that I have that's always like throwing shade. Anything that is said about Jamaicans, he's just so butthurt about Tariq Nasheed. He thinks that, you know, anytime you make a Black American talking point, oh, you must be in the Tariq Nasheed cult, just crazy, right? Just like rage mentally, but they'll project it onto you. Now, when he commented, this is when like the hate really started. I can't even lie. It wasn't all just hateful Jamaicans. They matched his energy, and that's a lot of times what happens on Twitter. Another time for another story for another time, I mean. So my next tweet, I said, Jamaicans hate Black Americans. Them. Coon, get out of our country. What happened to we're all Black? Go back to police brutality. This is the only country you can feel free and safe. Akata. Oh, this is why our family says to stay away from you. So these were all the quotes. Like I was actually getting real quotes that I was receiving, and I made this post to show like, okay, I'm saying that you hate us and you're showing me that you hate us. So thank you for proving my point. Of all these things that I highlighted, I'm gonna say them again. Coon, get out of our country, go back to police brutality. This is the only country where you can still feel safe and free. Akata, this is why our family says to stay away from you. Now, of this post, what majority of people wanted to take away from this, or majority of the Jamaicans took away from this post, is that, oh, we don't say Akata. That's not our word. Now, mind you, I will give it to you. Jamaicans do not say Akata. I got that part wrong. But if you go and you look at the actual quote tweets of this post, there are Africans in the post saying Akata. Now, that was not Jamaicans, true, right? But you see how the diaspora were, like Africans weren't even addressed, right? I don't know the difference between cultures and the words that they use for Black Americans, but apparently Jamaicans have a word, don't want to say it wrong, starts with a Y. Yankee is what they call us. Excuse me, you guys don't call us Akata, you call us Yankee, but you still have a word for us. I'm so sorry, but I was wrong about that. Akata was definitely used by African. I'll give somebody $50 if you go and find that poetry that says Akata, because they claim that I'm lying. Now, after that, I went and I interviewed real Jamaican men. I'm going to post this in the link because I really don't want to like put them in this video. Like I don't want to put them on blast like that. But tell me why people went from saying I was lying to when I started to actually record these interviews of the actual Jamaican locals. Then mind you, whole time the Jamaican locals are telling me the truth. They're confirming everything I'm saying. They don't give a damn about the joke. They're just happy that I'm supporting them monetarily. To be honest with you, they're just fucking happy. Like they're just happy to be vibing. They're free. They're honest. I can with it. As an Aquarius, I with honest people. I don't care if you're brutally honest to me. I want to know the truth about your culture, because one thing about it, I probably already know the truth. And if you lie to me, I'm gonna feel like, okay, there's this sense of just fakeness. I don't deal with that. You know, I'm not anti-immigrant, but I am anti-fakeness. There's even some Black Americans that I do not with. The problem with Black Americans, and I'm just gonna be real about like us right now, right? We fall short in the ways that we're in this fraternity, sorority complex. Everybody wants you you to want to fit in and, you know, get hazed to rise to the metaphorical top. And, you know, I've never been that type of person. To be honest, I went to an HBCU and I didn't pledge. If I wanted to be in a sorority, I would have pledged. I would have done that. You know, I would have actually been a part of something that was going to actually, you know, provide me resources and some type of elevation, not sit around online with losers that talk about people all day and have that bougie can't sit with me complex, but really their only claim to fame is that they have a lack of resources and what makes them black. No, I know that half of them would sell out for less because you're treating your own people like white supremacists you complain about all day. You treat Black Americans like that. And yes, there are some that genuinely hate immigrants. But you know what I find so funny about that? The small amount of Black Americans that genuinely fucking despise immigrants and genuinely like hate them and have literally narcissistically abused some of these people in spaces, those people will never have any smoke for those type of Black Americans. Don't know why. I do. Let's be real. The narcissistic people are never truly attacked. They pick the easy target. They pick the person that they know is not genuinely hateful. Mind you, in this post, some people are bringing up the fact that, oh, you were part of a so-and-so group. Yes, I was a part of this online group. Started off very informative. All we were doing was going around and teaching people about Black American genealogy. It turned completely left based on the character of these people. It's so funny. People remember me being a part of this group and supposedly being kicked out, but they don't remember that the group became so extreme towards even immigrants that I did not approve. I was like, this is not the way that we started this group. Based on spirituality, metaphysics, this group is gonna crash if you keep moving like this. I separated myself, didn't get any credit for being a part of the group, and it actually ended up being protected. I was the first one to use the word cult in Black America. I was the first one to say, hey, this group is a cult. Back then, everybody looked at me crazy. Now, modern day, all the people that were replaced by me are now saying the same thing. This is the life of an Aquarius. I don't need credit anymore. I move by faith. I tell people what it is with no shame because the truth is going to always hold weight and it's always going to show back up. As far as the reason I did YouTube, so that you guys can start looking at the dates and the things that I say. It sounds so outlandish. You're so crazy in the moment till you're not. That's the Aquarius lifestyle. Quite frankly, I don't need the validation. I don't need the validation from my own lineage. I don't need the validation from anti-Black American people that are sitting me in the face telling me that they're not anti-Black American. I don't need any non-righteous individuals around me. To be honest, this podcast / YouTube channel, if you guys don't like the stuff that I talk about, I'm going to be doing hair tutorials. Do you guys like my hair? Do you guys like the way I do my makeup? Like and subscribe because it's just going to be a channel full of realness. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, honestly. To be honest, I'm past the point of validation. People do not like when you don't need their validation or approval. It's okay. You could cook me in the comments while literally proving everything that I'm saying right. Another thing, Bob Marley, he's a Jamaican. I grew out of my idolization, so I'm not going to say he's an idol. There are several instances where he was called crazy multiple times until he just was not, and then he became famous, and then he just lived a great life because he couldn't really care too much about what people thought of him. And yeah, he was Jamaican. Okay, let's get to another tweet. So I'm gonna paraphrase this one because I can't find the exact tweet, but basically I said, after being in Jamaica, I realized that they have the exact same problems as Black Americans. The gentrification, the displacement, you know, talking about their indigenous people, just all these things that we deal with here, the way that they're able to assess that like the immigrants are even coming into their land, you know, ruining it, changing things. These are the exact same talking points, okay? They claim they're talking points that Black Americans use, and this is their life to the T. So what I said at the end of the tweet was that they inherently hate us. I had some people in the comments, y'all, they acted like I had just bombed the damn country. They were like, inherently? She said that we inherently? Let's look up the word inherently because this is like... Inherently means in a permanent, essential, or characteristic way. So what I mean by that is not like Jamaicans hate us, like they're doing this. It just means that on an inherent level, it comes like naturally to them. They just hate us. How I got that they hate us is because how I go over to your country and I see that you're dealing with the same thing, but when you come to America, you act like you're deaf, dumb, and blind to what we go through. What is a word for that other than hate? And people are looking at me like, oh, why would you go to Jamaica. Why would, blah, blah, blah. Bro, a lot of cultures hate Black Americans. I still am going to live my life. I didn't say we hate people. We a lot of times don't have a reason to hate. One thing I will say, and I didn't just take interviews from those two guys, by the way. I talked to women, children, I'm an Aquarius. I can get along with anyone wherever I go, but one thing about it, we're gonna have like tough conversations. We're gonna have like the real deal conversations, or I'm not gonna like with you. I'm not gonna like feel comfortable. I have sex working people that follow me. I'm still very honest about what that business could do to you. I'm still very honest about, you know, the ramifications of sharing your sexual energy. I talk about that on my podcast. I'm not intolerant to people just because I tell the truth about them. Does that make sense? I'm not intolerant to Jamaicans just because I know their culture hates us. I'm not intolerant to certain Caucasians because I know they're racist. I actually, believe it or not, I like to know how people really feel so I can either come closer or stay away. I'm all for free speech. You know, people equate the truth with hate so much to the point where you almost have to be comfortable with people separating themselves from you because you're truthful. This is the vibration I'm on. I don't even think some people realize if I wasn't as truthful as I am, there's certain money that I won't make. There's certain experiences that I won't even have. And this is the type of stuff that I want to teach people. Metaphysics. I want to teach people how you can like get things from being a good person. Very much get things, material things, create abundance for yourself. Aquarius energy, in my opinion, is you don't have to hate because you can do this too. Aquarius energy is I'll give you the plug while I'm still working on my shit. Let's go. Aquarius energy is very much humanitarian, but one thing that people do not understand about us is to the same level that we would love collective unity. Unity is not feasible when you don't tell the truth. Unity and just sweeping everything under the rug and just saying, oh, well, we're all Black, just sweep it under the rug. Like that to me is a form of hate in my opinion, because you're not wanting to get past like the real hurdles, the real truth to create like real unity. You're just wanting to push everything under the rug. And some people are like that. Some people aren't. One of the reasons that people are so tired, stressed, depressed, just giving up on life is because we're losing people to this matrix daily, guys. People cannot handle the fact that to reach ascension, to reach that next level, you have to face the shadows. So that includes facing the harsh truth that we all now know to be the truth. Some people are avoiding it. They're avoiding that dark night of the soul, and therefore they're actually not receiving their full potential, their full blessings, the things that are really meant for them, because they're avoiding it. You can't avoid that if you want to grow in life, if you want to get better, if you want to succeed. You have to face it head on. You have to face the truth, because that's the only way you're going to get to like real solutions in life. It's the only way, 100%. Last but not least, please be aware of people that use social media to project. I don't know why I had this Black American woman, you know, talking about my post, just dragging it. I guess because she got exposed for dealing with a married man online. Everybody knows about it. This guy that told me he had a crush on me didn't get the response that he wanted, was on the post talking about, yeah, you should block people like this. Twitter is not a real place. I'm telling you, I met up with people in person on Twitter, and ever since then, I've had no beefs. I've had no beefs. I don't even have no problem with nobody anymore after meeting up with them in person, because it is not what you think. And yeah, like if you bring up other people's transgressions when they're talking about you, they don't really like it, you know? But this is a truthful channel. I know I've kind of given you guys a lot. I've kind of rambled, but this is my response to people creating think pieces under my posts. I told you guys anytime that happened, I'm just going to create a video, put it under there, and people can do with it what they will. Don't ever let projections and fan theories and, you know, people online, men getting curved, they're the only people that interact with your post negatively. Like, it's a show. Last but not least, I was shit posting. It wasn't to offend anybody, but I'm glad this happened, because hit dogs holler, you know, the truth cannot be hidden. And I just think that some people are gonna have to accept that Black Americans know the truth. That's the only thing that has changed. We're not unaware. People are gonna have to adjust, and they're going to have to deal with and come to the truth tellers, the people that, you know, are very much hated when they tell the truth, but then everybody says the same thing years later. People know me in the community for being that person, and some won't even give me credit for that, but everybody knows. You know, I'm cool with validating myself these days because that's what you're gonna need to make it in this life. So like I said, if you guys don't like what I talk about, if you like my hair, I'm gonna be doing hair tutorials, I'm gonna be doing skin tutorials, just everything. I'm gonna teach you guys how to achieve self-empowerment, just everything you guys can think of under the sun in the matrix. Side note, last thing I want to say, the reason it's called Jael in the Matrix is because a lot of these conversations would not even be had outside of this matrix, but because we are in this system, in this world, you know, we have to deal with these matrix ass subjects. Like for instance, when people talk about Jada and Will, all I'm thinking is, where are the fight logs? Okay, so if we're ever talking about Jada and Will's relationship, it's a Jael in the Matrix talking point. That's how I justify it. That's why it's called Jael in the Matrix. So yeah, as long as you are okay with truth telling and that's your, you know, type of vibe, please like and subscribe, because that's the type of people that I want around. You know, that's the divide right now, is the people that are okay with the truth and the people that rebuke it. You know, it's very much that time. So thank you all for listening to my video.